How's your day going?
How's you?
It's really hot out today.
It's kind of warm out there, isn't it?
Super.
I got some air coming through here, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah,
good.
it's super nice.
Excellent. Yeah, let's see, it's currently here 31. So, you're hardcore, man.
Yeah.
And you're waiting out here all this time for me. I appreciate
no, I live
that.
right there. I live right
Oh,
there.
you do? Okay,
Yeah,
so you just came out.
yeah, I find it easier for people to come pick me up back here. That way you
Yeah.
don't have to drive into the complex.
I
or
appreciate that.
waste the time.
So do you have to like come out to that spot to pick me up at that spot?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for yeah. And how difficult is it to catch an Uber here?
It depends on if the Uber wants to drive out here.
Oh, is that so?
Well, because people see the distance.
Yeah,
Right? I don't
yeah.
know. I'm sure you can't see where you're going, but
I see like if you have like a really good rating, you have some sneak peeks, and so I'll
Okay.
give you. So I can see the length of the time the ride is for, and also how long it takes to get here,
Okay.
and which direction I'll be heading. So that's about the information I
Okay.
have there, which is nice and helpful, right?
yeah.
But
yeah.
I can also understand like some people are like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people here, they got like a lot of money and stuff. So like they'll call an Uber, the Uber will be almost here,
Yeah.
and their parents will be like, oh, take the car or whatever, and they'll cancel. So like I know lots of Ubers, they'll call ahead of time. And
Yeah.
they'll be like, are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, trust me, man, I sold my car. I'm absolutely
Shoot, I see. Yeah, I've definitely had that happen on occasion where it's like
Yeah.
a long trip already for a short ride, which I knew was a short ride,
Mhm.
but I'm usually thinking along the lines of this person needs to get home or something, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and make it work. And then I get there, it's like the cancel, it's like, oh, that kind of sucked.
It does suck. I feel like there should be some sort of fee, like more than a $5 fee. 'Cause I don't even
Right.
think you guys see that.
We only see like about $3 of it, three
Yeah,
something.
Exactly.
So
and that's not. If I would have canceled,
reflective.
that's like 20 kilometers. Is not only $3 a gas.
yeah, exactly. But thankfully it doesn't happen often. That's not
Yeah.
the regular, which I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
So I just chalk it up to saying, life stuff.
Yeah. Stuff
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I get that too.
Are you from Calgary?
I live in Calgary. I used to live here in Cochrane once upon a time.
Oh, really?
My ex and my kids live here in Cochrane, so I'm often here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's not unfamiliar. It's a nice little spot here, right?
It is. It is kind of nice here. Sometimes.
I think I just like being in the city with all its.
Me too. I'm from Toronto. I just moved here like 8 months ago.
Seriously?
And yeah, I'm already moving to Calgary. 'Cause
Oh
I was
my
like,
goodness. Okay. Is that what you're doing today?
I'm moving my stuff. That's literally that's just my
Nice.
clothes and my laptop and all
Okay.
that.
Wow. Because it's too small here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is way too small. It's not like I'm used to like being able to have transit. I used to have a car and everything in
Yeah.
Toronto, and I never drove it because there's transit and it's way cheaper to take
Sure.
that than to be paying insurance, gas.
Yeah.
Gas
Yeah.
is more expensive out there.
For sure.
Rent is way more expensive out there too.
No, especially by comparison, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what I'm paying for in Calgary,
Yeah.
it's more than double for the same thing in Toronto.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you chose to come to Cochrane as opposed to Calgary, what went behind that decision for you?
Absolutely nothing. I know one guy that moved out here.
Yeah.
And he's like one of my best friends, and he's like, oh, I'm just leaving Toronto. I was like, okay. I was
Yeah.
like, man, I'll come with you.
Okay.
But like, he moved in with his aunt and uncle, and I found somebody who I rented their basement from, which was really nice.
Yeah.
Super, super nice places.
Sure.
But
Just remote-ish.
yeah, exactly. Like, it's hard to get out anywhere. Like, even going
Yeah.
to the mountains. It's
Yeah.
like, half the time, you can't even get an Uber or whatever. It's like, I'm not paying a cab. Cab's going to be like triple the price. It's going to be ridiculous. So.
Yeah.
But I
Huh.
know Calgary has a shuttle when it's not COVID. So.
It's beautiful, I know. And
Yeah.
which shuttle do you know about?
I don't know for a fact. I just heard from somebody I know. I've met a bunch of people in Calgary since I've been here. So.
Yeah, there's a shuttle that goes out there for a screaming deal. I think it's like $10, $15 for a round trip.
Oh, okay.
And oh my goodness, this is like, wow, that's. So, and there's 4 trips. There's 2 out there and 2 back,
Okay. So
which
that's
is
not too bad.
amazing. I know. Yeah. I
Better
was
than
impressed.
taking a $100 ride.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's nice to know options like that along the way,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah, there's no options here. There's not even an option to get to Calgary. There used to be a bus that comes here at
Yeah.
like 6 in the morning or something and
Okay.
takes you to the nearest train station.
Okay.
But I like, the thing is, it's so hit or miss. Like,
Yeah.
you have to pay for it you have to buy a month pass. There's no tickets.
Oh, I see.
A month's pass is $100, and then it's
okay.
if 20 people don't get the pass in a month, they just refund you your money. So you wouldn't know until the beginning of the next following month, right? It's
wow.
like, oh, not worth.
Yeah. There's another app that I've heard about from one of my riders, which is amazing for the rider especially. So, say you want to go to Edmonton, say you wanted to go to Vancouver. You hop on this app. It's called Pop a Ride. Pop a Ride.
Pop a Ride.
Yeah. And basically what it does is it matches those who are already going there, who are registered on the app, with those who want to get there. And if they have extra seats, for example, you pay for an extra seat. So like from here to Edmonton, probably like $20.
That's amazing.
I know. Like this app really makes it accessible for you. And say it's Vancouver or something, might be maybe $70 at the most or something.
That's not bad at all.
I know.
Paid a lot of money to go to Vancouver.
No kidding, especially if you're using the bus, right?
Yeah.
So that's another option just to keep in mind, especially if you're relying on that. And you're basically, the con of it, which isn't a huge con, is you're on their schedule, right? You're seeing when they're going, what times that they're suggesting that they're going to leave or whatever. And the dynamic, you know, they might have space for luggage if you're carrying luggage or not, or like there's just a few dynamics that way, but it's it works out really well for the long run.
That's not bad at all.
I know.
I'll probably check that out for sure.
So same thing for Banff. Next time, check out Pop a Ride and see if you can hitch a ride along the way.
Yeah, I gotta see that. That's definitely something that I'd be into for sure.
But then also like plan your return as well, because people like do book in advance, right? So plan your return so you have something booked for.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, normally I plan when I go to places like that.
Yeah. What was the big catalyst for you deciding to move here?
The people here, man. The people are disgusting here. They're so rude.
Oh, here in Cochrane, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And St. Paul, they're worse in Toronto. I'll tell you that. It's dangerous. I lived in a really crappy neighborhood in Toronto.
Yeah.
I was in a low-income place, and I was still paying like $1,600 a month.
Yeah.
And that was for my own bedroom, like just me. You know what I mean? Like $1,600. I had a really good job for a while there though, so it didn't matter. But it's like I pay $1,600 a month to like almost get robbed on the daily. It's just like people are crazy in that city.
Really?
But it's like it's not even necessarily their fault, right? Like the prices are driven up so high. There's no jobs unless you're like a businessman. You know what I mean? And none of the business people live there. They all live outside of Toronto.
It's suburbs.
So it's it's all filled with people that can they're barely making it by.
Yeah.
For the most part. Or they're on some sort of government assistance that's making it possible for them to even live there.
So this is the element that I'm not sure I experience really as often. So I'm going to press you a little further. When you say like they're really not pleasant people to be around, what are the components that you're describing? Like
here or back home?
Let's say both ends.
Well, out here it's just like people like I don't know how to describe it. They're not like I'm not like used to being around people like the people from here.
Yeah.
Per se, like I don't know. People come in, they just have a hoity-toity attitude. That's the best way I can put it. You know what I mean? Like they think that like I worked at the liquor store and the restaurant. I was working 3 jobs when I was here. You know what I mean? Like I worked at the 7-Eleven nights.
Yeah.
And I worked during the day.
Yeah.
At the restaurant, and in the mornings I would work at the liquor store. People come in and they're like, they'll just be like, oh, like, do you have this? I'll be like, no, sorry. And they'll be like, oh, this is effing ridiculous. Like, I'm gonna call your blah blah blah. It's like, oh, go right ahead, man. Like, I do not care enough to talk to you about this. Or even like we don't have plastic bags in Cochrane anymore.
Yeah.
People throw like huge fits, try to return all the stuff they just bought. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like thousands of dollars, like boxes and boxes, right?
Yeah.
And like in Toronto, you don't got to worry about that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, no one has enough money to feel that way. No one, like everyone's very entitled here.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it. Like that's just how I felt being there. You know what I mean?
Sure enough. Yeah.
I don't know. It might just be people in Alberta. I'm not sure. But definitely Cochrane for sure.
Gotcha.
It's different. Like they're not. I grew up in a whole different place, right? So like, Toronto is just not safe to be there, and it's too expensive. So it's not worth being there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's lots of other small cities I could have moved to in Ontario, but I just wanted to give some other place a shot, honestly.
Sure. And so far, like, have you had any indication that maybe like, I don't know if this is the right decision for me?
Oh yeah, like I got arrested in Cochrane, but obviously I didn't get any trouble. They let me go. I went to 7-Eleven at like 1 in the morning, where I'm from. things are open 24/7.
Sure.
Cochrane, everything
Shuts
closes
down.
at 10.
Right.
Everything, even when it's not COVID.
Yeah.
The only thing that's open is the 7-Eleven. So I
Sure.
walked there
Yeah.
because I sold my car before I moved. So
Yeah.
I'm walking there, and the police just pull up next to me, throw me to the ground, and arrest me.
What?
Threw me in cells for a day.
What?
Yeah, because they said that there was a B&E and I matched the suspect description, and then they let me go the next following day. And then I had to get my own ride from the station, and I'm not from here, so I had absolutely no idea where they took me, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And they're being super not helpful. They didn't want to talk to me.
Really?
And they just they expected me to tell them everything. And it's like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, I was like, I told them I went to 7-Eleven, and they're like, we don't believe you. It's just like, all right, well, then what's the point in talking to you guys? You know what I mean?
Wow.
And I just gotta assume maybe, I don't know, like I don't have a lot of money, you know what I mean? I'm not dressed always the nicest, and it's like, maybe that's the assumption. But it's like, if I did a B&E, you think I'd have like, maybe some of the stolen property or something? Like, I don't have a car, I don't have any transportation, I have a bag of chips, and it's 1 in the morning, you know what I mean? Like, I'm probably the last guy that's most likely to do anything like that.
Wow.
But there's barely any people out at night, so I can see why they had assumed, but regardless, it's just like, that was really problematic for me. You know, because I missed my work the next day because they didn't want to let me out, whatever.
Really?
Yeah. And then they had to call my mom, and my mom's freaking out because she's like, I don't know, why would they pick you up if there's no reason? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, eventually, obviously, she realized that there was no reason because I never got charged with anything.
Yeah.
And I was out the next day, but it's like,